GODSWILL AKPABIO defeats YARI, emerges Senate President. USMAN ODODO seeks KOGITES support in KANO and KADUNA. 10 people died in wedding bus crash in Hunter Valley, an Australian wine region. In sports, ENYIMBA International, the People's Elephant, emerges Nigeria's champions, wins 9th NPFL title. This is the MLC TV Global News, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the Confluence State of Nigeria. I am Jennifer Odimayo. Thanks for joining us. A former governor of AKPABIO State, GODSWILL AKPABIO, has been elected as the Senate President of the 10th Assembly. Jibril Barau, Senator representing KANO South, emerged as the Deputy Senate President. AKPABIO, who is the preferred candidate of the APC, defeated Senator Abdulaziz Yari to emerge the new Senate President on Tuesday. The voting in the election of a new Senate President had commenced with AKPABIO and former governor of Zamfara State, Senator-elect Abdulaziz Yari, going toe-to-toe. After a quick recess, Sani Tambuwal, the clerk of the National Assembly, declared AKPABIO as the Senate President, having garnered 63 votes, leaving his rival with 46 votes. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has promised to ease the pains of Nigerians following the removal of fuel subsidy by his administration. The Nigerian leader made the promise in his maiden Democracy Day address to Nigerians on Monday. He admitted that the fuel subsidy removal will impose an extra burden on the Nigerian masses and urged the citizens to sacrifice a little more for the survival of the country, which he promised will not be in vain. Tinubu, who acknowledged the hardship being faced by Nigerians in the aftermath of the fuel subsidy removal, said his administration will reward their sacrifices with massive investment in transportation infrastructure, education, regular power supply, healthcare, and other public utilities that will improve their quality of life. The president, who said he feels the pain of the people, this is one decision they must bear to save their country from going under and take their resources away from the stronghold of a few unpatriotic elements. It is for this reason that in his inauguration speech on May 29th, he gave effect to the decision taken by his predecessors in office to remove the fuel subsidy albatross and free up for collective use the much-needed resources which had hitherto been pocketed by a few rich. President Tinubu has signed the student loan bill into law at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, Nigeria's capital. In November 2022, the legislation which seeks to provide financial assistance to Nigerian students in tertiary institutions was passed by the National Assembly, which was assented to by Tinubu on Monday at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, as part of measures to boost educational access and delivery at the tertiary level. The Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Education, Andrew Adejo, and Dele Alake, a senior aide to the president, both explained that the act will ensure indigent students access the loans to further their education. According to Alake, the loan initiative was part of what Tinubu promised during his electioneering campaigns. Andrew Adejo noted that the Federal Scholarship Board, which already exists, was starved of funds and needed an enabling act to work properly, but now that an enabling act is in place, the processes for each free access to education loans will be much easier. Governor Umaru Bago of Niger State has pardoned 80 inmates in various correctional centers in the state. The governor also approved the immediate payment of their fines to enable the inmates to rejoin their families. A statement by Abubakar Usman, secretary to the state government in Minna, on Monday said that the gesture was to mark the 2023 Democracy Day. He explained that the release of the inmates was in line with the prerogative of mercy granted to the governor by the Constitution. Usman said that the State Advisory Council on Prerogative of Mercy recommended the release of the 80 inmates based on old age, ill health, and good behavior. Usman appealed to the inmates to make use of the opportunity to engage in useful ventures and shun any act that could lead them back to prison. Reassure that the government would ensure that dividends of democracy were felt in all the nooks and crannies of the state. The Stand Up for Women Society has urged President Bola Tinubu's leadership to appoint more women to key positions in order to address the need for greater women's inclusion in the government. The society highlighted the low representation of women in the recent elections, which resulted in only 15 women out of over 400 selected positions in the red and green chambers of the National Assembly. The national president of SWS, Barrister Deborah Ijadele Adetona, expressed this concern in a statement released by the association's National Public Relations Officer, AVOYI to commemorate Democracy Day. Deborah pointed out that the glaring gender disparity, citing that the Senate has only 2 female members, while the House of Representatives has only 13 women serving. She urged that this underrepresentation of women in governance does not align with the advocacy for increased women's involvement in government, as envisioned by the Beijing Declaration, which called for at least 35% active women's participation in government and governance. In light of this, she appealed to President Bola Tinubu to fulfill his promise to women and ensure their justified representation in active participation in the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The SWS International President also called upon the First Lady, Remi Tinubu, to support the campaign for greater women's presence in government, emphasizing that women possess the necessary skills and ability to govern effectively if given the opportunity to hold sensitive positions, just like their male counterparts. The Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, has noted with concern that the lack of inclusion in governance and political participation over the years remains a weak link in the core values of democracy in the country. These were contained in a statement by the NAWOJ president, Ladi Bala. NAWOJ specifically said that the underrepresentation of women in the 10th National Assembly is a serious setback that requires deliberate action, adding that the time to set in motion the strategy for changing the narrative of underrepresentation of women as National Assembly is now. NAWOJ therefore tasks President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to, as part of a deliberate and conscious effort aimed at addressing the gap, ensure that gender balancing and equitable development and fairness in the allocation of who gets what and how in the nation's democracy. In the words of Bala, as it stands today, the 10th National Assembly is not gender-friendly as it lacks balance with only 17 women representation out of 469 members of both chambers, stressing that the development is so sad and worrisome as it does not reflect the diversity of the Nigerian society in any form. She said, "Let's right the wrong and make history in the eyes of global community, starting with the election of a female into principal positions of the 10th National Assembly." NAWOJ noted that gender diversity in leadership foster innovation and better governance. Towards this end, NAWOJ called on the President Tinubu to make do his campaign promises of ensuring inclusion in all stratas of governance by including Nigerian women who constitute over 49% of the nation's population. The Commissioner of Information, Kingsley Fanwo, has commended Governor YARI for his passion to deliver the dividends of democracy to the good people of Kogi State. Speaking further, Fanwo commended Governor Bello's passion to extend education to the people through the establishment of COSTECH in Osara, adding that it has afforded Kogians the golden opportunity to acquire tertiary education without traveling outside the state. He also appreciated Bello for the proposed Okun University as it would complement the academic aspiration of the Okun people. Also commended the security initiative of Bello, construction of the Ganaja Junction, among others, that it has ensured accelerated human and economic development. He congratulated the people of Kogi State on the celebration of democracy. He said the declaration of June 12 demonstrates how important democracy is to the federal government. The Ondo State government has warned members of the state chapter of the National Union of Road Transport Workers against causing a breakdown of law and order in any parts of the state. The state government had earlier suspended the operations of the union in the state, after which a parks management committee was established to oversee the parks. The special advisor to Governor Rotimi Akeredolu on security, Tunji Adeleye, said anyone caught causing problem in any park within the state would be picked up and treated like a common criminal. Adeleye, who is also the commander of the State Security Network Agency, also known as Amotekun Corps, said the Parks Management Committee was set up to oversee the activities of the NURTW in view of the perennial crisis occasioned by some of their activities, which have become a threat to public peace and safety. And on politics, the political group AVOYI Team for ODODO has taken its advocacy visit to the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Lokoja, for collaboration to use the indigenous platform to inform, educate, and sensitize the people at the grassroots of the need for them to come out en masse with their permanent voter card to vote for the candidature of APC USMAN ODODO for November 11, 2023 governorship election. The convener, who doubles as the senior special assistant to the governor on electronic media, AVOYI Wungu, said the people need to be well informed and guided before, during, and after the November election. She described Usman Ododo and his running mate Joel Salifu as a pair that will work assiduously to consolidate the already established achievement of Governor Yahaya Bello. Our reporter has more.
As the Kogi State governorship election campaign approaches, the AVOYI Team for ODODO pay a courtesy visit to the management of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Lokoja. The team leader and SSA to Kogi Governor on electronic media, AVOYI Billy Nwogu, noted that the campaign cannot get to the people at the grassroots without a TV station like NTA, which has various platforms across the 3 senatorial districts, to inform and educate the people on the issues that matter in languages they understand. AVOYI Team for ODODO thereby wish to collaborate with NTA to reach the people in all major languages, including Pidgin English, to inform the people why campaign and elections should be issue-based and not violence.
And the essence of our coming here is to partner with the NTA to be able to disseminate our information as concerns our candidate of the APC, that's Alhaji Usman Ododo, to be able to translate our messages to the people at the grassroots, what the man means for us, the intention and the reason why Kogi people should vote for him now. And as well, apart from projecting him, we also want to use the platform to educate and to sensitize our electorate how to handle their PVC and how to understand better how Beavers works. So all these are why we are here today. Of course, to be able to sell our candidates, like Usman Ododo.
AVOYI Nwogu promised her team will not go against the media ethics to project their preferred APC candidate Usman Ododo. General Manager of NTA Lokoja, Yaya Adam, urged the team to make sure their campaign is devoid of anything that could cause disharmony among the people.
As politicians, and given the task you have undertaken to do, you should help us to do our own job too, and don't make it difficult for us. I'm saying this because activities are picking up, and as activities pick up, sometimes they will get heated up. And when they get heated up, politicians, of course, they begin to throw this up, and that might make it difficult for us to work. As you go out to do your campaigns, as you go out to carry out your political activities, do them with utmost sense of decorum. Do those things too with, civility. and ensure that we don't escalate violence or we don't promote anything, that will amount to hate speech or violence. So if that is done, of course, it will be very easy for us to carry your messages.
While Adams promised to collaborate with the AVOYI team, he said the NTA platform is open to project activities of the government anytime and at all times. I am Faith Abdulgafar, reporting for MLC TV.
The people of Kogi State residents in Kano trooped out to receive the candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Usman Ododo. At a consultation meeting at Bristol Palace Hotel, Kano, representatives of the various ethnic groups assured the candidate of their unalloyed support to ensure continuity of the Yahya Bello legacy. H.O. Amodu, who spoke on behalf of the Okun community in Kano, said the people of Kogi State who reside in Kano are solidly behind him in order to ensure that the development strides of the administration in the state is not broken. He also commended the present administration in the state for ensuring security of lives and property. Speaking on behalf of the Igala community in Jigawa State, Prince Umar said the entire Kogi people in the northwest is ready to mobilize massively to support the election of Usman Ododo. On his part, Bello Abdullahi Ebiya, speaking on behalf of the Egbira people in Kano, said all modalities are in place to galvanize the people to support the emergence of Usman Ododo. He said many of them are registered back home in Kogi State and will give their votes to the APC. The leader of the delegation and the Kogi State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Didat Ozigi, thanked the Kogi people in Kano for their wonderful reception. He assured them that the candidate is a candidate that will promote unity and development. On his part, the state chairman of the party, Abdullahi Bello, presented the candidate to the people, assuring them that APC will continue to promote development in Kogi State. The candidate of the APC, Usman Ododo, promised to sustain the lofty legacies of Governor Yahya Bello. He said if elected, his policies will promote unity, development, and religious harmony. In his words, they will sustain the security architecture of the state and concentrate on infrastructure, agriculture, healthcare, education, and human capital development. We'll go on a short break now. We'll be right back.
Malachi TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose MLC TV. Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV. With entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on MLC TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on MLC TV. MLC TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. And on foreign scene, at least 10 people have died and 25 others are in hospital after a wedding bus crash in an Australian wine region. The passengers were returning from a wedding at a winery on Sunday night in Hunter Valley, a popular spot for wine tourists, when their coach overturned. Police says they have charged the 58-year-old bus driver, but are yet to disclose the charges. The cause of the crash is unclear. The newlyweds were not on the bus. Police Commissioner Karen Webb said the site of the crash is still an active crime scene. They've got forensic officers processing the crime scene. They've got crash investigation unit officers, rescue officers on the scene, she added. The accident occurred about 23:30 local time, 13:30 GMT, when, according to police, there had been heavy fog in the area. The bus had rolled over while making a turn at a roundabout off a highway. Authorities say the vehicle has now been pulled upright. NSW Police Acting Assistant Commissioner Tracy Chapman said the guests were traveling to Singleton, presumably for their accommodation. 2 of the survivors were airlifted from the crash. She added, local media reports that at least one of them is still in a critical condition. She said the police were still in the process of identifying the dead. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said it is so cruel, so sad and so unfair for a joyous day in a beautiful place like that to end with such terrible loss of life. Albanese said some of the injured passengers are at John Hunter Hospital, but many have been flown to Sydney. NSW Premier Chris Means said the loss of so many lives was nothing short of heartbreaking, adding that for this horrific crash to have occurred on a day that should have been filled with love and happiness only adds to the heartbreak. New Zealand Prime Minister Chris Hipkins announced on Monday a visit to China later this month aimed at boosting trade ties despite deepening concerns about Beijing's action in the Pacific. Hipkins said today he can announce that he will be leading a major trade delegation to China at the end of this month. With stops at Beijing, Tianjin, and Shanghai, it will be the first visit to China by a New Zealand leader since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. It is not yet clear whether he will meet his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping, and an exact date has not yet been announced. Almost a quarter of New Zealand's export earnings come from China, making it one of the Western nations most dependent on ties with change. Hipkins expressed hope that the relationship would remain stable and consistent while vowing to raise issues of concern when necessary. Hipkins also announced that he would be visiting Brussels in the coming weeks and would attend a NATO summit in Lithuania, a nod to the importance of New Zealand's relationship with fellow democracies. With New Zealand's economy slowing and an election planned for October, Hipkins is under pressure to juice the economy. And on sports, let's join Jonah Malik for the sports update.
Hello and welcome to Sports Update on MLC TV Global News. 8-time Nigerian champions ENYIMBA International have won their 9th Nigerian top flight by beating Rivers United on the title after their 1-1 draw at the last match of the Nigerian Premier League Super 6. ENYIMBA scored early in the night, but Rivers United equalized through Nwangwa at the start of the second half. ENYIMBA topped the mini league on 9 points, same as second place Remo Star and third place Rivers United. ENYIMBA once again showed forth their exceptional game management plan as they picked up a vital point that delivered their record 9th MPFL title, which comes with a cash prize of 100 million naira. With the title secured, ENYIMBA are now back on the continent as they have booked their spot in the qualification round of next season's CAF Champions League alongside Remo Star, who finished second on the log, while Rivers United will fly the flag in the Confederations Cup. Still on sports, the Egyptian side Al Ahly have won the African Champions League for a record 11th time. Al Ahly drew 1-1 against Wydad Casablanca and the final second leg match in Morocco, securing a 3-2 victory on aggregate. African Champions League has for decades been dominated by North African clubs. Teams from the region have won 16 of the last 23 editions of the tournament. Moving to tennis, Novak Djokovic showed his greatness once again by overcoming a sticky start to win a men's record 23 Grand Slam title with victory over Norway's Casper Ruud in the French Open final. Djokovic's 36 was far from his best in the initial stages, but his quality in the first set tie-break laid the platform for a 7-6, 7-1, 6-3, 7-5 victory. The Serb moves into the outright lead of men's major ahead of Rafael Nadal. He also becomes the first man to win all 4 majors at least 3 times. Victory on the Paris clay moves Djokovic alongside Serena Williams in terms of Grand Slam titles, with only Margaret Court standing in front of him with 24 majors. And that's all on Sports Update. I am Jonah Malik reporting. Back to Akasta for more stories.
Thank you, Jonah. Babrela Onwanlu has the latest on entertainment news.
Welcome to MLC TV Entertainment News. I am Babrela Onwanlu. International award-winning Nigerian music star Burna Boy has sent to another height as he performed at the 2023 UEFA Champions League final in Istanbul, Turkey. After his performance, Burna Boy adored Arsenal legend Thierry Henry with his chain, which is one of his lifelong desire to honor his late friend Gambo, who was a big Arsenal fan. Burna Boy is one of the stars leading the international charge of Afrobeat through his incredible music and impressive stagecraft that has seen him win international awards. And off the shores of Africa, Leicester is set to host BBC Radio 2 Music Festival at Victoria Park on Saturday 16th and Sunday 17th September, with 35,000 tickets available for each day. Leicester Mayor Peter Solby said the big event will serve as a tremendous boost to the area. The head of Radio 2, Helen Thomas, said they hope the festival will bring together music lovers from across the nation, from both online and physical audience. Thanks for joining me. I am Babrela Onwanlu, reporting for MLC TV.
Thanks, Babrela. The former governor of Bayelsa State and gubernatorial candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Timipre Malane Silva, has commiserated with the families, friends and well-wishers of Barrister Smooth band over the fatal motor accident that claimed the lives of some young budding musicians who were en route to Abuja on Sunday. Timipre equally expressed sadness at the demise of some supporters of Bayelsa Queen Football Club following a motor accident in Delta State. Silva sympathizes with the families of the exceptional budding talent and prayed for God to grant the families the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. The former Bayelsa governor also prayed for the speedy recovery of some of the victims who are responding to treatment in an undisclosed hospital. And that is the size of our package. If you like what we are doing, do support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Malachi TV. Like and follow our Facebook pages, MLC TV and MLC TV2, Instagram, MLC TV 2021, Twitter, MLC TV1. For your event coverage, appearances on any of our programs, contributions, comments, advert placements, or sponsorship, please call or send SMS to any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Join Malachi TV online to watch our various programs. Saturday 7 p.m. Political Arena, Sunday 6 p.m. Women's World, and Monday 9 a.m. The Opinion. It is Malachi TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. Please be your brother's keeper to build a happier and better society together. I am Jennifer Udimayo. See you tomorrow.